Back again with a new video. I have gotten a lot in, and I've really just been waiting to make a new video until a certain album came in, but I have just acquired too many items, and I need to make a video on these things, and then I'll make a totally separate video on the packages that come in when they come in. So, let's see. I got Greek issues. I got a tennis player, Norwegian stuff, some Yugoslavian stuff, Sweden, Spanish, Chilean, miscellaneous stuff. So I think I'll start with Italian. Is not actually, it's Italian issues, but a lot of it's foreign players. Italy was spitting out issues after World War II. And so, yeah. So I picked up a bunch of 1966 issues. This is Francisco Valdez. This is a rookie from 1966. His earliest issues are from 1966, the World Cup. The album that I have coming in is actually a 1966 Chilean World Cup album that there was one from a person in the Discord, and he split it up and sold the stickers to various collectors in the group. And so nobody has a complete album. Well, nobody in the Discord has said they have a complete album. So I'm excited to finally have the complete album headed my way. And some highlights in there would be, you know what? I'm not going to talk about the highlights. You can pick up on what might be in the set from what I'm about to talk about. So that Francisco Valdez, 66 rookie. A lot of those Chilean players are 66 rookies. And then most of them, a lot of the others are 62. And then some of them are from a 59 album. That's super rare. I've only seen one example. And the example that I've seen was also split apart, but only for the Brazilian players. All the Chilean players are still in the original album, and that is being held for me because I am making a deal for that one, plus a couple others from the 80s, plus one card from the 81 Colombian set that I have, but it was actually missing a card I needed. But here is Carlos Alberto. If I pick up a 66 set, I'm definitely going to pick up these players. So I'm happy to get that. Jairzinho, of course. I'm picking him up. Figueroa. Do better. Elias. Elise. I don't know how to pronounce any of these guys' names. I just try my best. And of course the North Korean team from '66. I wasn't able to pick up every player from the team, but I picked up I think 13 of them. These are in really solid shape, and they are from the 1966 Copa Remet World Cup album out of Italy. Not at all a rare World Cup album. Not even for Italy. There's several others that are much rarer, like the Stella set, or the EDI, or I think that's the. But yeah, I wasn't really looking for the Italian issues of the 66 since I got the Chilean album coming my way. It's one of them. It's probably the best album you would want for the 66 World Cup. It is magnificent. Other people might say one of the Italian issues, but it's just a really beautiful set. But so these are from the 62. I'm going to say EDI. I'm not totally certain, but I'm just going to show off. These are all, every issue I'm about to show, except for the last one, is 62. So you have Landa, Izagiro, Lionel Sanchez, Sanchez. His earliest is actually 1959. Not too many people know that. I actually don't think anybody knows that. But yeah, so that's part of that 59 album. Really happy to have that coming my way. And the 62 Joseph Masopust. Masopust? I'm probably murdering his name, but that's a really cool sticker. It's really in solid shape. These will probably stay in top loaders. That I probably won't grade any of those because they're not expensive. They're not, they're never going to be in a display case. They're just going to sit in my boxes. So I got a bunch of other things I want to display and a bunch of other items that I want to get to display. So this is 1964. This is second year. Riva Luigi. So actually, I have his rookie, the 63, but it's in my Fanatics vault. And I'm waiting to get that shipped back to me until I hit a certain number. But this is just a really solid portrait image. And this was cheap from an Italian seller. And PSA 7 sold for over $1,000. It was stunning. And this is still stunning. The corners are iffy and there's some blemishes, but this is a great card to have. So I'm happy to get it. And then a couple more Italian issues from 62. 2 more Chilean players. Navarro. And another Masopust. Joseph. I'm just going to call him Joseph. I am murdering his name. I am so sorry. 1919 boxing card. So if you remembered from a past video, I've showed off a battling Siki from this set. This also might be his earliest for both boxers. My thought process for this 1919 set being his earliest is it's right before World War I, and of course France was fighting a war. I really don't see there being an earlier set. If there is, great. I would love to know about it, but I haven't come across anything. But of course, for soccer issues, I research a whole lot more than boxing issues. It seems like people have a better understanding on what's out there for boxers. So I think the next thing I want to show off are some Swedish Corollis. So these range from 1931 to 1934. All of them but 2 should be 31s. And I have forgotten which ones are 34s. So, however, these are the earliest issues for every single one of these players. So, Philip Johansson. I don't think it matters which ones go what order. Jampa Nilsson. Albin Dahl. Happy to get that one. Siege Lindbergh. Harry Lundahl. And this is what the backs of these look like, by the way. Really nice. Some of them have glue on the back. Could be removed, the staining, but I don't care. Long John Nielsen. Carl Eric Holmberg. Harry Anderson. Gustav Wetterstrom. I'm still searching for a lot more. Well, not a lot more, actually. That's the majority of the ones I'm searching for from the Crowley set. But others that I have already, Sven Johnson, Sven Rydal, Curl Kroon. Of course, the 1937 issues and the 1939 issues seem to be super rare. I don't think I'll ever be able to find an example of the 1939. Oh, what's his name? Gunnar Grin. I seriously don't think I'll be able to find one of his. So, well, you know, I really haven't tackled Swedish issues. I'm really staying in. Right now, Mexico is what I'm tackling right now, and I have something amazing that I just absolutely love, and I'm going to credit myself with discovering it because this is only the second of these that I've ever seen, but we'll get to that. Next is this 1936 Cromwell of the Norwegian football team. Really cool picture. I would love a postcard showing the 1920 Norwegian team, but I don't think it exists. Maybe a photo, but I have not been able to track one down. I haven't tried that hard. I think when I go after Sweden, like all the Sweden issues I'm missing, I'm going to tackle Norway as well as like maybe Denmark. All three of those countries. I don't know of anything out of Finland. So Sweden, Denmark, and Norway I'll tackle together. But after Mexico, and right now it's Austria, Germany, and Mexico are the three countries that I'm tackling. And it'll be a slow process trying to pull items out of those countries because Google Translate is difficult, and the German and Austrian sellers, well, German sellers are very tough to negotiate with. A non-soccer card. You know what? Well, actually, this is non-vintage and non-soccer. This is actually a Panini Prism Silver. Occasionally, I buy modern. I really loved his performance in the Super Bowl. Philadelphia Eagles, Cooper DeJean. I really liked it, and this was a couple bucks. I bought it while I was watching the game, and then his stuff shot up a lot. So I could sell it, make a $10 profit, but I am happy to have that. That'll just go in a box. But this is not in the greatest shape. I thought that this was a bargain for what it was. This is a Billy King 1970 rookie Panini. And somebody just listed it for $50. It's got a sticker stain on the back. But, for $50, absolutely. I've never seen one below a couple hundred. And the seller checked him out. He was solid, and I didn't question it. So I'm happy to add tennis every now and then. Definitely my heart lies with soccer, baseball, and football. But right now it's been 99% soccer. Spanish issue just wasn't on my radar. I was notified from a Discord guy in the group that this was on eBay, and I shot a really low number. Didn't expect it. I didn't expect to win, and I won, and I was happy to have it. This was on my list of cards to grab for those Spanish players, and this features Alcantara and Zamora. So really solid. And it's graded 1920s E. Garces, number 1. Cromo se Juega football. So it's a 2. It deserves a 2. The corners are soft, and one corner is stained. There's a stamp on the back. But I actually prefer stamps on my cards. I don't know, it gives it character. I like it. Oh, let's see, what else should I do? Let's do the Greek stuff. And then we'll go through my items that I picked up in a new auction house that I didn't think I would win, but I won all 4 that I was after. So here are a bunch of Greek issues out of Greece showing Greek soccer players. And I wasn't after these cards. I was after what I'm about to show after these. I have the players written down, but I do not have that list with me right now. But I really like these issues. I have no clue if they are the earliest of these players, but I'm not too pressed on finding the earliest of these guys. You know, just a in-country example of these guys are great. This one really went through the ringer, but I've never seen a Greek issue. The late 70s and down, I've never seen them in great condition. These are all like 1985 and down. This one was a solid, not this one, but the next one. This one was a solid plus. This is the only single card that I've seen of him by himself. And this is somewhere late 60s, early 70s. I think late 60s was when this card was made. I don't know. I'm not too certain. This is the only card I've ever seen with him by himself. This is definitely one of his earliest. Greek legend. Mimis, M-I-M-I-S. But the reason I bought those because the seller offered them up. Because I sent a seller a list of names, plus I was searching for these. And I saw these on the Discord, and they were posted by, who really posted? Either Frank or Tom, I can't remember. But this is the complete set. They are dated 1968-69, and there's 14 of them, and they show various Greek teams in the league. Now that I'm looking at them closely, it's reading 67-68. So I don't know, sometime late 60s, which is great. This is definitely the earliest of a lot of these players. I don't know. I'm gonna pick up the phone. This is what they look like. I'm not going to show them all because I can't read Greek, but I was ecstatic to finally find them. Didn't pay a lot at all. I paid, I think, total for all of these items for $50 plus shipping. So in total, I think I paid about $70. And they were bent, but that bending has come out a lot, and you can't even see it. And I'm going to display them in a way where I can see everything, all of them, all lined up perfectly. So, yeah. That was a big want for 2024, the end of 2024, and I was happy to get them. Some of these I might have already shown off. I can't remember. I really cannot. I just have them all stacked up in the pile of stuff to show off. So I'm pretty sure I haven't shown off any of these. Let's show off the one Discord deal I did. Definitely was not looking to pick up these cards, but I discussed them with a Discord guy. Great guy, great seller, and it just worked out. I really enjoyed the prices. I just enjoyed the cards, and I thought it was time to add these players. So, Blokin rookie 75. That's what the back looks like. Not the greatest copy, but really cheap. If I wanted to upgrade, it's not bad at all. George Hagi. What is it, 87 rookie? Yeah, 87, 88. Batistuta. Gabriel. His rookies are 91. He's got several. So this is the 91, 92 set. This is not a rookie. Zara but it's from 45, and it's actually cut. The whole issue has a white border around it, I think, but this was sold to me for nothing, and it's a beautiful issue. That's what the back looks like. So I saw that sell on Fanatics, and I didn't go after it because, of course, I try to only go after earliest issues of players. So 83, Michael Wardrop. Yeah. A card he threw in with the rookie. This is from 93. So, and then the two big hitters was the 34 Frank Sue. This is his earliest issue. This is the first Asian player to play in the Premier League. Not the Premier League, the English, in English soccer. But yeah, happy to get that. I bid on so many of those on Fanatics, and I bid them all up over 100 several times, and I didn't win any of them. And I'm just happy I didn't win any of them because I did not get that for that much. And then the big guy, George Way, rookie, 1989-90. I did not think I would have that card. I always thought it would be too much to pay for a modern card for me, and I'm happy to have it. Slowly picking away at those Ballon d'Or winners. Of course, I'm working on that set. I'm working at getting an example, the earliest example for every soccer player to score over 500 goals. I think I'm going, because I put all these players in my Excel sheet. Ballon d'Or winners, greatest all time for their club, greatest all time for their country, all time leading goals scorers, cap, appearances for players for vintage soccer, which is for me anytime after 1980. So all-time greats, and then what referees thought in Spain and in England and stuff, and I took those players into account, and I think I'm up to like 1,200 players in all on my Excel sheet, which is great. I have a bunch of items for a lot of those players. A lot of those early postcards of teams have a lot of those players included in them. So, and then World Cup goal scorers for 1930, 34, and 38. I also included all-time leading goal scorers for certain tournaments. So the Copa Americas and the Olympics and the World Cups, I included all those players. So I've rounded out my Excel sheet a lot. So yeah, it'll be fun tracking down, going country by country and tracking down certain players that I want. And then once I do a round, I'll go back and do it again, and it'll be a fun thing through the years. So this is a 1911, 1912 postcard of a Belgian team. It's got a bunch of Belgian legends. So it says team of Brussels. However, it's not the name of the team. A bunch of teams from Brussels combined into one team and went to France and played. And I noticed the postcard, and right off the bat, I noticed that guy. And this is the earliest example of one of the all-time Belgian greats in vintage. And for the life of me, I cannot remember his name. So yeah, but if you know who I'm talking about, immediately that's him. So yeah, I was happy to get this. This is actually a set that I don't want to complete, but there are other postcards from this set. This is number 406, and there are other teams that I want to get. I think one of them is like Red Star or Racing Paris. I think those two teams are on my list because of the players for France. Eugene Moss is on one of them, I think. But yeah, so I'm keeping an eye on Del Campi for those. So happy to add that. Let's do. So I also picked up from a seller from Portugal. He just came up, and I don't know what year this came out of. It looks old. If it's not, oh well, I didn't pay a lot. But Jose Manuel Suarez, also known as Pepe. This is a page out of a book. Be fun to frame it. Find out more about the book. I don't know, but I would love to add a postcard of the Portugal team showing Pepe, or a singles card. But I feel like if I found a seller to have one, it would be too much. There's a postcard, a beautiful postcard that Scott has of Pepe. That's the one I think I would like the most. But again, I doubt to find one ever. So we'll see. Some countries are too well. They are surrounded by collectors. Portugal, Brazil, Italy, but Italy's doable. The issues are rare, but not super rare. And those are doable. Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay's, I want to say doable. It seems like stuff comes out of Uruguay a lot more times than Argentina and Brazil. So, but yeah, so this is a 1921 postcard of the Portuguese national team. It's the earliest example of something for the Portuguese national team that I know of. And it's got several players that checks marks off my list, and I'm happy to have it. So, I ran out of protectors for these items. Another non-soccer item that I picked up is a 1946-49. However, this is 1947 of Ralph Kiner, and this is the large page for the sports exchange. So there's smaller cards, which I plan on grabbing for a bunch of the players, but couldn't pass this up. This was in too good of shape, and I'm happy to get one of Ralph Kiner. Still picking up baseball, just very rarely when the oddball stuff shows up. Oh, all right. Second to last items. So this was from a Hungarian auction house, and I just was so happy to see these things. So first, the 1953 Hungarian team showing Puskás, Zabar, Coxis, Bosick, Laurent, Gaiula, Laurent, Geller Sander, Grossix Gaiula. Yeah, so it is just a bunch of really solid players. I love that. I love that issue. So that was really fun. I think I got all four of these items for a lot less if they were on American eBay. So this is 1934, I think. Yeah, 1934 World Cup team of Hungary. And it says Sorosi, which unfortunately is the guy whose head is turned. I think I'm super positive. You have Taldl, Avar, Sternberg, but yeah. So this was a really fun piece to find as well. That's what the back looks like. And then here's a photograph, very small, of the 1930 Yugoslavian team, and so it's tough. It's rough on the back, and it's got a bunch of the Yugoslavian guys. Whose names I have forgotten. Ivan Beck and Oh shoot, the really big guy, the really big goal scorer. I cannot remember his name. I'm just horrible on remembering names. I have all the names down on my lists and all the information remembered for what they did, but I just names are tough. Here's 1938 postcard showing what's this team? Slavia. Anyways, Joseph Bykan is in this photo. He is right in there somewhere. I really need to start making notes on the items that I want to talk about. And here's the back. I prefer my postcards to have some character on the back. So here's the date, like 38 right there. So I wish all my postcards had stamps and writing on all of them. I do not care for my postcards to be super clean. That is exactly how I like my postcards for what I collect. All right, so that's it. That's all I got except for this. This is the last thing I want to show, and this was a really solid surprise. And I have been dealing all sorts. I have been looking in all sorts of nooks and crannies, looking for Mexican issues, and I have come up with the earliest being 1943. However, I have learned that there are at least 2 different sets of matchbooks that you can unfold or cut out or whatever sort of, however they wanted to do it. I have never seen a complete matchbook of any of the 2 sets, and they all show Mexican players or foreign players playing in Mexico. And they this set is beautiful. The other set is not as beautiful. This set is gorgeous, and I recognized it immediately when I saw it because I was looking for any items of this player, because he was a part of Los Hermanos, or no, not Los, Once Hermanos, which is the 11 brothers, and it talks about a certain group of players from club Necaxa. I don't know. It's some club in Mexico, and is late, early 30s to late 30s, and they were just known for their team chemistry. They were able to play super well, and it was noted by certain newspapers in Mexico on how well they played, and a bunch of these players played for the Mexico team in 1930 for the World Cup. And Julio Lorez was one of them, and he was a Peruvian, and so he actually played for the Peru national team, and then he went on to play for this club. And I have dated this somewhere between 1935 and 1940, because the 2 players that I know to be in this set, one of them, Luis Fuente, he has earlier items from Spain, but he was also, I found a picture that was posted in the Facebook group of somebody trying to find any card of that athlete, and it was really rough. I didn't pay it no mind. I didn't pay it any mind, because it honestly, I thought it was like late 50s or anything, and then I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, just absolutely gorgeous. This is what it looks like, and I am turning over every stone trying to find more from this set, more from any matchbook set from the 30s out of Mexico, because I think the set is about 100 players. I haven't seen any triple digits of any of the 2 sets, and I think it'll show various Mexican League soccer players for this set. In the other set, it might be international players too, because there's a Chilean player for sure from that second set, and so it very well could be you could find players from Cuba, Costa Rica, who matched with these Mexican soccer players, which could mean there could be several players on my list who no known cards are for during in these countries. A few of them have Spanish issues because they went and played for Barcelona, Real Madrid, um, Santander, and yeah. So, but I much prefer these. This is just beautiful, and I will post this in the Discord group a little bit later, I think. But yeah, I wanted to show this off on YouTube first. It's magnificent. So he played for the Peru national team during the 1930 World Cup, and then he went to the Mexican League, and he played for this team. He was part of the Once Hermanos. So yeah, I guess I can talk a little bit about what I got coming in. I've pretty much talked about it, but I got the 1966 Chilean World Cup team coming in, the Chilean album for the World Cup coming in. I got a big deal from France, a bunch of the 1924 A&N postcards, some more photographs of the certain French teams picturing Larbi Ben Barek and Raoul Diagne. I got a card of Fontaine coming in. I got a card of Copa coming in. And then, yeah. And then after that, in a few weeks, I'll complete my deal for the Colombian stuff. I'll complete my deal for certain Belgian items. And I'll continue looking for the Mexico team, the Mexico items I'm looking for, and German items I'm looking for, and Austrian. So, yeah. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. I've been talking for about 37 minutes. So if you have any questions, if you see anything you like, please message me, ask questions about it. Yeah. So, all right. Appreciate it. Bye.